And welcome to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Each and every Thursday, I sit down with you, the listeners from the Elm City, and we talk arts, music, culture, radio, music, and much, much more. Boy, do we have a great show ahead of you today. We've got the folks in here from the State House. That's right, this place that everyone in the city has been talking about. There is a big buzz about this local live music venue. And I'll tell you my experience because I was there this week. And boy, I'm going to tell you, this is what New Haven needed to have added. So we have Slate Ballard, we have Carlos Wells and Josh Wurtson, who's one of the artists who's going to be performing there for their grand opening. So we're going to be getting into all of that. So folks, sit back, relax. As they say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You're listening to, you're listening to the Talk Sip. All right. Well, welcome to the Talk Sip, folks. Nice to have all of you. Yeah. You know, it's so much to talk about. That's why we wanted to have you guys on for an entire hour. I was there on Monday, and I probably witnessed what I have not witnessed, or the feeling that I haven't gotten in some time. And I'm going to tell you why. Anyone that knows me, I'm a huge live music person. I love live music, all genres of music. And on Monday, you had a group, two groups that were phenomenal. And the vibe, the energy was just great. I danced all night, and the crowd and the place, the energy was completely flowing. I had goosebumps and just literally had the best time of my life. So we've got to find out how this all came about. I know both of you have some deep ties to the city of New Haven with bars, restaurants, music. But how did this State House come about?
Great. So maybe I'll start, and then I'll pass it over to Carlos.
Sure.
Talk a little bit more. But so the State House is located in this really interesting building. It's the Horowitz Brothers department store, and so we're in the rear of that. A lot of New Haveners will remember that store. Yes. A lot of their moms shop for fabric there, or
buttons,
whatnot. Halloween costumes and other things like that. Yeah. So, and so the Grove is housed in this building, 760 Chapel Street. And about 4 or 5 years ago, Broken Umbrella Theater Company did a pop-up theater event back in what is now the State House. And I saw that space during that time, and I just said, this has to be a music venue. This is just an unbelievable room. It's a great space. It's got super high ceilings, really cool old hardwood floors and details and stuff like that. And so ever since then, Carlos and I connected back then about 4 or 5 years ago and started working on this project to build the State House. So the vision was there. You saw it and you said live music all day. Okay. Yeah, we wanted to create a multi-purpose performance and event space that did all sorts of things, everything from live music to spoken word to speaker series stuff, other types of events. So we're really trying to diversify the space in New Haven and bring a wide variety of things. And so I'll let Carlos speak to sort of his history in the music scene and sort of how he came in. So.
Yeah, sure. And going back 4 or 5 years ago, Slate, our friend Eric T had actually got in touch with me about coming to take a look at the space. And for years, I've been looking to open up a music venue and looked at a bunch of different places. Right. Even talked to Paul over at Cafe 9 for a hot minute about stuff. And the minute I walked in there, it just everything clicked. I was like, oh my God, this place is amazing.
You're like, it's perfect.
It's a great size. It's like, located downtown. It's in the back of that parking lot. There's tons of potential there. And especially when you go outside, you're like, if we could build a patio out here too, that'd be incredible. And the ideas just kept coming. And previous to that, I was I also run a small press run record label out of New Haven called Safety Meetings. Been doing vinyl for years. I've also been promoting shows at like a couple different venues like the Old Rudy's. Did a couple shows with Rick and Monte over at Bar, as well as Cafe 9 and a couple other spots too. So that was exactly the opportunity that I was hoping to find, and I'm glad that we did.
Yeah, because the space, it's incredible. You've got a stage that is just like, the lighting, the acoustics in that place is amazing. Then you've got a dance floor. A lot of venues you go to, you don't have that opportunity. Dan, so if you're bringing in DJs or live music or bands and people want to kind of like get their two-step on, this is a perfect venue, for that. The location, and by the way, you guys haven't even had a grand opening yet, have you?
No. We've only been in the space for 6 weeks.
They 6 weeks, and you guys are like crushing it. And you know what? It's like, this is good because you're every week or every night you have something is almost like your grand opening because you're bringing in. And I was looking at your list of events that you have going on, and boy, are they completely diverse. There is something for everyone of musical, taste at this venue. So, grand opening actually is October 19th.
Yep.
Which is next week. So you're going to basically have some, some pretty good things coming in. Thank you, Harry. That's from all the screaming and dancing from Monday.
There you go.
Nice.
Salute.
Salute.
So you have the venue, you've got, bands and artists. How do you find these bands? Because you had the artist that you had, one was local, correct?
Yep.
And the other one was just from Puerto Rico. So how do you book your acts? So people are absolutely listening and they want to contact you. How is the State House going about that?
Well, actually, we have to take our hats off to Rick Lamonte for that one.
Okay.
We actually hired
Shout out
him
to Rick.
like right when we started talking about booking. I got in touch with Rick. Rick and I have worked together for years, and he's been booking shows in town for a long time. His taste is really good, and as far as the world music stuff goes, he was able to dial in and pick some bands that are just dynamite. So
right.
He actually was a big fan of this band. We had him over the summer. They played like an impromptu show over at the Grove, and then we just had to get him back for this one. And then for Indigenous Peoples Day, we decided to pair them up with another band, and we didn't want to do a salsa band with another salsa band. We kind of wanted it to kind of mix it up and portray some diversity that we want to have come across in our programming. And Lost Tribe was just the perfect pick for that.
They're amazing.
They're really
incredible.
good.
It really is depicted in your crowd. It was like, and this was in all ages. So you're promoting the kind of the old, the all ages, which is great because you saw some teens in there that were looking and going, wow, they were inspired. And so that's pretty cool. Now, we're going to talk about the grand opening because we have Let Loose, and we have the Sisterhood that's going to be joining us second segment. But we've got these amazing artists that come in, and I think your phones are gonna be ringing.
That's
People
good.
want that venue is that's a hot spot.
Yep.
Nice.
For musicians. And so, and I'm excited because I know we'll have Julio who'll be calling in shortly. He's got a huge event tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight, and we're sponsoring it. Rhythm Brewing Co. is sponsoring. We're really excited about that. But they're doing a house party part 2, and DJ Wankoon and DJ Julio, and they are both just known in the music world, DJ world, for decades here in the city, and that's gonna be a great event.
Oh, yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to that, and hopefully may possibly doing a part 3.
That's true.
So
that's right. Well, hey, Kid and Play did it, right?
Yeah.
House party. So you got to do a part 3.
Pajama Jam.
Pajama Jam.
Oh, I'm all about it. Yeah.
We totally want to do that. And so you've got this venue. What's your vision? What do you want the city of, or not even the city? Well, yeah, you're in the Elm City, but I mean, people are going to be traveling in from out of state, New York, Boston, Mass. What do you want folks to know about your venue, the State House?
Man, it's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but I think, for us,
your vision.
Yeah. We are really trying to bring something different and unique to New Haven. And like you said, we're trying to diversify the programming. We're trying to bring in stuff for every audience in New Haven.
Right.
So that's really our goal, is just to do something different and have a different type of space that's really flexible. So our space is very flexible. We've got a multi-purpose stage so that it's completely modular. We can build it up, break it down, move it around. We can host happy hours in there. We can host speaker series events. We just held Startup Grind in there last Tuesday or last Thursday, which was really great. We had about 30 or 40 people come out. So we want to do different types of stuff in there, and there's really not that many rooms like that here in New Haven.
Right.
And there's really not any of our size.
Yeah. Because when you walk in, the great thing is you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
You peek around the corner, you're like, all right, is it like spoken word? And speaking of spoken word, our engineer today.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hey.
Welcome aboard. I'm glad you're here today. You do spoken word.
Yeah.
Or you do events.
Yeah, I host events, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, which is good. So
Yeah.
you could.
I'm pretty good at it, I think.
We can talk for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll talk this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. So you're getting, like you said, all kinds of, like music, dance,
Yep.
visual
Yep.
art, spoken
Yep.
word.
We're trying to do that even for the grand opening. So we've got DJ Trey Moore is going to kick it off. Local artist who also does alternative R&B. Trey Moore's got a show on November 19th, I believe, if I'm correct about that.
Right.
So about a month away. And then we've got a spoken word artist that's going to perform, Z Bell. They're an amazing spoken word artist. We're really happy to have them. And then Pete Greco and the Sisterhood, the Let Loose.
Which they'll be on in the second half. I
Yep,
can't wait to
you'll get to
talk
hear
to
more
them.
about
Yeah.
them. And then a sort of super group called The Quest Presents. That's like a hip hop alt R&B super group. That's out of Bridgeport. They are super, super tight, and we're really excited to have them.
Yeah, we had Moonsha actually perform with the Misa show a couple weeks back, and she was just dynamite.
Gosh,
Like
they're
had the
amazing.
crowd like
Yeah.
on edge. Everybody was like into her. I was like, we got to get these guys back
Back,
as much as
yeah.
possible.
I mean, do you guys surprise yourselves? Like, are you sitting in your venue, like looking at all of this going on and going, wow, I'm glad, 4 years ago that vision popped in your head and you're absolutely doing that. That's commendable. A lot of people would look at a vision and say, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? You're helping to keep this whole live music scene alive in the city. And that's exactly what we absolutely need.
And appreciate.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
We absolutely
Definitely.
appreciate that. I don't know which one I told because I was having so much fun on Monday, but I said I closed my eyes and I opened my eyes and I would have thought I was at SOB's Sounds in Brazil in New York.
Nice.
Now that's a huge
I love
huge
that spot.
compliment. Yes, if anyone knows or if anyone has visited SOB's, my gosh, I mean they bring in world class acts, they bring in local acts, but I just felt like I had teleported it to SOB's that night, and it just it just amazing.
And actually, nights like Monday, actually, that was pretty much what we were hoping for, as far as like when we were, envisioning the space and what kind of crowds we could, bring about.
Right.
Just to see a diverse crowd like that, getting into the music together,
Right.
dancing, having a good time. That's exactly what we were hoping for, and we're hoping for more of that in the future. So.
Yep. And it was
I'm
great
glad.
to see there was a bunch of people that actually came out for Lost Tribe. They knew Lost Tribe, their local Afrobeat group. They're unbelievable. People came out for them. But then, half the audience or 3/4 of the audience was also there to see Macabeo. And it was awesome to see both audiences really get pumped about both bands and people stick around for all of them and just really have a big party.
Oh, absolutely. The crowd really did. You could tell that that's a crowd that they just appreciate good music. And like you said, everyone stayed. And, when you have the photographer and the person that's kind of like, doing the pop-up with the, the food and kind of like getting their groove on, then that's a great party.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. All right, well, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. I don't want you guys to go anywhere. And then we're going to have, I think we're going to, actually, the phone lines are open, 203-872-7356. Marshall, what's the other?
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you know what? I'll start giving out my cell phone number like I do every Thursday. I like.
Which number did you give out already?
It's the 872-7356.
All right, second number is 203-684-8907.
684-8907.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Perfect. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Slate Ballard, Carlos Wells, and Josh Wertzen. And we're going to have the artists that are going to be chiming in the second half. And the phone lines are wide open, folks. Give us a buzz if you want to know anything about the State House. We're here. We'll be back in 2. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Don't forget, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Yes, take your lunch breaks at 1, folks. 12 o'clock is so overrated now. Don't forget, you're listening to the Talk Sip on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, and we're broadcasting live from downtown New Haven, right here in the Elm City. We're streaming live on TuneIn Radio and the NewHavenIndependent.org. We're also streaming live video on Facebook, so you can just go to our pages, WNHHLP, or any of our guests. I'm sure they are going live too. So if you're just joining us, we have the folks over at the State House, the new music venue that's causing a loud buzz here in the city. We're very happy to have Slate, Ballard, Carlos Wells, and in studio right now, you'll be coming up a second segment, one of the artists from the Let Loose, Josh Wurtson. And we're just excited to have you all here. So during the break, we were talking, it's almost like the more the merrier, like the more artists, more venues on the merrier. So, there was just an article about Cafe 9. So what do you feel about, it's not about the article, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brian Slattery did an awesome job profiling sort of what was going on State Street that night.
Oh, I totally agree. It was great, and I loved how he just talked about how 2 shows, 2 venues, all within on the same block as each other, but not really competing. And that actually, that was a big deal for me, because I feel that a lot of people talk about oversaturating venues and bars and stuff, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that way, especially if you're not basically doing the same thing. Like that night, Hack and the Handsaw was playing at Cafe 9, which is a really great indie pop band, and then over at our place we had a salsa band. So different,
the different genre, right? So it's like whatever your taste was that night, then you can go to Cafe 9, or you can come and hit the State House.
Totally. And I was working door that night, and we had a few people pop in that said, I just want to come in and just see the show for a second, see what you guys are doing, and then they were headed down to Cafe 9.
So
that's people
that's
just
awesome.
Want to see sort of what's going on.
And the support, and like I said, we were saying that the more the merrier. Come on, bring on the live music.
More.
We want more.
That's good. Well, I think that for us, part of this for me is a lot around economic development and around sort of broadening economic development. And I actually believe that arts and culture are ways in which we can really do that here in the city.
Absolutely.
And the more arts and culture, the more live music, the more festivals, the more galleries, the more events like this that are going to bring together a diverse range of people.
Absolutely.
The better. The more connections are going to happen, and the more ideas are going to flow, and people come downtown, and spend money, and it's really great for the city.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. And you're right, because the city, like you said, it's, and I think it's building again. because I remember being downtown with the studio for about 15 years and, just a booming scene. And then, there's like a little lull and then, you have, the College Street music halls that pop up and, some other, Pacific Standard.
Mm-hmm.
So you got these places and, you're great. The live music didn't forget about New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
I'm just excited that, there's music. So what do you guys have what's the grand opening? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was an
the
interesting one.
official
So
live opening.
right. So how that came
the grand opening.
How that came to be is we've been open for about 6 weeks and we've hosted some amazing shows and had a lot of great shows planned. If you look at our website, statehousepresents.com, or our Facebook page, you'll see a ton of different events. And I said to Carlos and Rick one day, I said, guys, we have not done a grand opening yet. We have got to really just open up our doors and blow this out and do a free show and just have like everybody come through.
Right.
And we sort of looked at the calendar and said, when are we going to do this? We're every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night is booked until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
you'd be going like on your third year, be like, do we have a grand opening yet?
Is it too late?
Right. I'm like, I don't know.
Every day is a grand opening.
You don't have to do a grand opening, but it's a good press hit and it's a good
Of
way to like
course.
get people to come into space. So we
That's
looked at the
right.
calendar and I said, well, we've got a lot of like out of town bands coming in. We don't know who to do. And so I said, well, guys, I know that Josh and the guys from the Let Loose will totally let us piggyback on this event and turn this into a grand opening. And we already had them booked. We had them booked with Pete Greco and the Sisterhood. Josh is a longtime friend. Josh and Austin, actually the whole band are.
Yeah.
I've been actually going to their practices since they started in a garage shop.
I was gonna say, are you gonna join the band, Slate?
I'm the unofficial manager in a way, so whatever. But
Awesome.
anyway, so we asked them and said, hey, like, can we do this for this event? And of course they were like, sure, let's blow it up.
That's awesome.
And so we said, all right, well, if we're gonna make this grand opening, we gotta mix it up a little bit and bring some other artists on, and do some different stuff because we really want to profile sort of all the different types of stuff that we want to do. And that's when we reached out to Z, we reached out to Trey Moore, we reached out to Quest Presents, and so we've got this really cool lineup of artists for that evening. Kicks off at 5:30. Happy hour. Trey Moore is going to be DJing. He's an incredible DJ as well as performing artist. Z Bell's going to step in and do some amazing spoken word and maybe a couple songs or two. Pete Greco and the Sisterhood's going to bring their soul to the space. Let Loose is going to kick off with their amazing set, and then Quest Presents is going to close us out with all of their hip hop and DJ scene, and it's really going to be a big party. So looking forward to it.
That's amazing. Party begins at 5:30.
Yep.
Okay.
Doors open, goes until close. So come through. Whether you're getting off work and want a drink and want to get your groove on for a little while, come through for that. If you want to come through for some of the artists specifically, there's a schedule on Facebook of sort of when people are kicking off and when people are going to go in. But so it's going to be a good time.
And I don't know if we mentioned, but it's a free show too.
Yep,
so stop in,
it's free,
jump out, jump back in whenever you want.
Right.
We'll be there all night.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Well, I want to personally congratulate you for the space and what you're bringing to New Haven. It really is beyond appreciated by folks who literally love culture, art, music, live music, a safe venue to go to, a beautiful space to go to, a dance floor, and the acoustics that are just amazing. So
thanks.
Thank you.
We wish you millions of times of luck, and you will be seeing me a lot.
Good. We need to see you a lot.
I just don't salsa. I can get my two-step on.
That's good. Very good.
So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited about the State House. So that is great. Yeah, so guys, check them out.
Yep.
Grand opening October 19th.
Yep.
But there's like I said, there's an event tonight. DJ Julio, DJ Juan Kun. The 19th. Again, grand opening, the official grand opening, but they have shows all the way up until the grand opening.
We've got some great shows this weekend.
There's a Mount Mover record release show this Friday. Saturday we have Captured by Robots, which is going to be a spectacle in itself. There's a guy that basically builds robots that plays music, and the mythos is that he built these robots and they enslaved them. So now he's forced to sing for this band.
That's deep, right?
Really?
That's
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
actually,
deep.
he went for the Guinness Book of World Records. His drum robot actually went and played 600 beats per minute, which is just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Unheard of.
So he's going to be there.
He's gonna be there
on
Saturday.
night.
Yeah. And then
600 beats per minute.
yeah,
I gotta
that's
see.
insane.
I gotta see
insane.
that.
It is. The video
It's
is just
crazy.
like, wait a minute, slow that down.
Please
But,
slow
that's
that
good.
down.
But yeah, we have a Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth coming in November. Bellis Bartok is a really great gypsy rock band from the area is playing also in November. There's tons of programming. Just go to the website,
Go to
check
the
it
website,
out.
check out the
Just throw a
website.
dart at the
Facebook
calendar and
page,
just show
whatever.
up. It's gonna
Right,
be good.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was actually part of our mission. It's like
Yeah.
we wanted people to be able to say, well, you know what? I don't really know what to do tonight, but I'm going to go down the State House because there's probably
There's
something
going to be
cool
something going on.
there.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're doing.
Yeah. And they would be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So that is
good.
amazing. Folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to bring in the artists who are going to be playing at your wonderful venue so that we can hear about their journey and you know, how they're going to be a part of this grand opening that's going to be taking place October 19th. Again, folks, Slate Ballard and Carlos Wells from the State House, thank you so much.
Thank
Best
you.
of
Hey,
luck.
thanks for having us.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing you around.
I'll be there. I will be there. All right,
great.
folks, we will be right back. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Don't forget, every Thursday at 1 p.m., join me as we talk arts, culture, music, radio, and much, much more. We had a great first segment with the guys from the State House. Slate, Ballard, and Carlos Wells joined me, and just about the vision of where the State House is going. Boy, when I tell you, great venue for live music right here in the Elm City. I'm so excited. And what's a live venue without musicians and artists? And just, I'm so excited to have two of the bands who will be performing at their grand opening on October 19th, and you don't want to miss it. So you've got some heavy hitters that are going to be gracing the stage. So let me welcome to the Talk Sip. Thank you. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Do you feel the energy in this room?
I do.
Yeah,
do.
I love when artists come. I literally love when it is so amazing. You could feel like the love, and nobody played an instrument or even sang yet.
What are you getting at?
Not yet. But let me. So we have the Let Loose, and then we're gonna have Pete Greco and the Sisterhood that be performing that night, and Quest. So we have James. Hi, James. How you doing? We have Jay.
How you doing?
Jay, and then we have Josh, who's here for the last segment. Yes. Yes. And then Lucretia. How are you? And Kayla. Nice to meet all of you. Well, nice to see you all again. You know, in the world of artistry in live music here in New Haven is so small, so everyone kind of like connects. But tell us, let's jump right into it. Josh, how did we get this whole, your bands? Because I know that you guys are kind of like the Let Loose and the Sisterhood are kind of, really like, together, like jamming. So tell us about the Let Loose.
The Let Loose was, I guess from my perspective, I moved back to New Haven from Texas. Slate.
Texas in the house, yeah.
Slate, who opened the State House, was begging me and Austin Morrison to start a band. Austin and Jay had been talking to me. We just talked around the idea. It'd be cool to jam together. Jay and Austin had played around New Haven for years.
Right.
So we just got together in the shop and just jammed. And the sound that we made, we were like, I mean, we thought it sounded good. We thought it sounded good, and that was nice. Yeah, it was good for the shop. And
what goes on in the shop stays in the shop. That was there
was a while where that was probably a better mantra for us. But he who fronts the Sisterhood more or less joined the band. The idea around the Let Loose was it just seems like people are a little bit too tight these days. So we wanted to create an atmosphere where people could just be themselves, and the stage, the show was like, there's no lead guy, there's no egos. Jay writes songs, I write songs, Austin writes songs, James writes songs. The girls, now that they're in the band, it's like everybody's got a voice. Let's all create a sound together.
And that's what artistry is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
You're all just, like you say, you get up there, you let loose, and everybody has a role in the band. There's like not like that, the front that front guy, and then everybody's kind of like, so you're embracing everyone equally in the group, which is amazing. Yeah. Which is amazing. And so we've got and then Jay and James. So were you the original Let Loose crew?
Yeah, like Josh was saying, Austin and I got together. We played in a band called The Tires a long time ago, about 10 years ago, and we've always wanted to play again. We have families, so at that time we were gigging pretty hard. When you have a family, things slow down. It became time for us to play again. He's like, we got to get with Josh. We got to get together, and that was about a little more than a year ago. We started going to the shop and playing, and like, we need a bass player, and then James showed up. I think he was fresh out of high school.
I worked with Josh, so yeah, he just came to me when we started off.
So you were clear out of high school?
No.
Sorry, he's a little bit older than high school, but compared to us, he's very, very.
I was the youngest member of the band for a while.
No, you're not. So the Let Loose. So your genre of music and your fans, and who digs like your music? Is it an indie pop? Is it funk? Is it rock?
What are we?
So
We're
definitely soulful for sure.
Okay, got it. So Kayla, so your part in the band, you playing, ladies, are you doing are you playing instruments, you singing, besides looking fabulous and gorgeous, I mean, because they bring that certain element to the band. Besides that, we that's a given, but what do you?
We play tambourine sometimes.
Okay, little hand praise for the tambourine.
Ow. Get your shaky shake on.
Yeah, but we do sing.
Okay.
There's some songs actually that Josh would just like, take here, yours. We're like, okay, cool. Like, we'll just.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So that's good. So you're singing, and like you said, everybody has a part of the band.
Yeah.
And Lucretia, when did you actually join the band? And is a sisterhood? Is it a different? Okay, so there's two separate. So tell us about that.
Right. So they're definitely two different bands, but with a lot of overlap.
Okay.
So like he was saying, Pete ended up joining them and sort of brought us along because they wanted some female singers for obvious reasons. And so he was
wanted
like,
people who could sing. That's really what it boiled down to.
So yeah, we joined these guys beginning of September, so it hasn't been a long time.
Oh, so this is like
is very fresh.
Very fresh. Wow. So September, you guys hop. You join in, and but it probably just meshed. It clicked.
Yeah, it definitely clicked.
It did. I remember the first time I was able to go to practice. At the end, like, everybody just like came over for hugs, and I was like, "What is this? This is amazing."
Where's all this love coming from?
I know. I was like, "Oh my God."
You're like, I'm playing the tambourine and singing. I'm getting like, just extra love for that.
Exactly. I'm like, let me go home before I start crying, and they kick me out of the band. But no, it's been great, and like Josh said, as far as like everybody gets to play, everybody has a voice. He right from the beginning was like, hey, I have this song and I've been singing it, but I don't want to. So here, you sing it.
He's like, there you go.
Great. Like, let's work on stuff together. And that's been really cool. So
that is amazing. So tell it, because, we have the guys from the State House. Tell us what it feels like to have, or your thoughts on having a live music venue right here in our backyard.
Oh, it's everything. The work that Slate and Carlos have done is absolutely incredible to create a space that's so welcoming to so many diverse voices, and that's really what's fueling their efforts. And to see that kind of come to life over a lot of work they've done over the past like 3 or 4 years is absolutely amazing. Just walking into that space after talking to them about how they conceptualized it and seeing it alive and seeing someone on stage playing and bands playing, it's really just incredible.
Yeah, just being on stage too and looking out into the crowd definitely gives you some good feedback. Performing there for the first time was like really weird because I was like, wait, are we open to the public yet? Like, why didn't I know about this place until just now? Like, as I'm on stage. And people are asking me, oh, where is it? And I'm like, it's literally downtown in the most convenient spot. Like, you wouldn't even think that this would be the ideal place for it, but once you walk inside, it's like a whole different world, and it's like, it brings so much community.
That door is like, you see that door, and then that is the hub. That's like the follow the yellow brick road right in there, and just it is amazing. And you're right, it's like people are like, where is it? I'm like, okay, listen,
you know where Subway
is?
Yeah,
you know where Subway is
right behind.
And I'm like, I hope Subway is still there, because I'm like sending people like on State Street. I'm like, and I'm googling. I'm like, Subway on State, and I'm like, please let it be there, please. I'm like, because I told like
in that parking lot.
I go, just go around. It's before you get to. I go, no, you can't go back. So yes, so Subway is still there.
Yes,
and the State House is right in that parking lot.
The prominent part of downtown New Haven.
Yeah. So Josh, what do you think about a live music venue like the State House?
Well, I will say, like, one of the things, I came from Austin, where it's a saturated,
live capital, music of the world
market. And the one thing that I loved about Austin was, like, you had your sort of commercial venues where bands from out of town would, but there was always a place for local talent. There's always a place for people who live in the community to be able to express themselves. And one of the things about the State House that I'm really excited about is there's finally a really good stage with good sound, enough space for local musicians, local poets, local artists to come in and to express themselves, and then for the community to actually come together and bridge the gaps between us. Like, they have diverse set lists. It's not like, oh, we got a hip hop lineup, we got a blues lineup, no, we got a rock and roll band, we got a hip hop band, we got a soul band, we got R&B, and then you're bringing everybody together, because that's what I mean. When I was a kid, that's what the live shows were. Like,
that's
you would go
right.
see
It's eclectic.
Snoop Dogg, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, it was good back then. So it's like
you bringing it back.
Yeah, bringing it back to that unity,
bridging that gap.
It's really fun.
Yeah. That's amazing. So so the State House to you, are you just excited about having a venue and a platform that you can continue your art and, you know, your music?
Yeah, for sure. I think part of my experience, I've only been in New Haven for a little over 5 years, but there are like events that come and go where it's like, oh, here's an open mic night that's been cool for a while, or but this is my first experience of like a venue that's just all about local bands, and like is consistently doing awesome stuff with people who are like either right here from New Haven or have just been living here and like digging into the community for a while. So I'm having fun, and I'm still learning the State House. But Slate's awesome. Everybody who's been, you know, involved is awesome, and I'm having fun.
Awesome. Oh, that's good. That is good. And then James, your State House experience.
I live very near there, and I'm as excited to just go shows there as I am to play there. It's an amazing.
That is great. And
I love Slate. Slate's an awesome guy, so it's kind of like going with Slate and seeing playing music, seeing shows. It's the best thing.
I mean, anybody that has a name Slate, like you know, I mean, that was destiny to own a live music venue, because isn't that like so like kind of like rock star namey kind of thing?
Slate,
yeah.
Slate.
You should have called it the Slate House. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the Slate House. Is what...
You know, people will probably call it that eventually.
Yeah, one part of that sign falls up.
That's right. When you literally you'll be bringing down the house, bringing down the sign. There you go. You know. So what can folks like really expect from like the 19th? And let us know where you have, like you said, you guys are gigging. So let us know like if you have any upcoming shows and how we can find you, on social media.
Who's our social media go-to guy in this band right now? I know it's not me.
We really got to figure that out. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
What's social media?
We have a post office box that's very popular.
Look at the telephone polls about a week before the event.
Yeah, we advertise in the back of the telephone book. Yeah.
Who's responsible for posting and tagging?
Everybody. I think it's a
Not
shared
me.
effort of. Well,
I don't even
okay,
have
he's like-
social media.
I don't follow us. I don't know.
I feel like Austin is the one
Austin
that has
does.
the social media.
So Instagram.
Instagram.
You got an
The
Instagram.
Let Loose,
The
right?
Let Loose NHB.
Yep, that's right on Instagram. Follow us
Pete
there.
is on Instagram. His is a little more complicated @ Pete Greco Music.
That's right.
So
Okay.
he has me on Spotify.
Yep.
But it's there.
We have some things on SoundCloud too.
Boom.
Okay.
Find through
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. There you go.
We got to really figure it out.
And I
though.
think the Let Loose technically has a website. I know because I Googled it.
We do. In fact, there should be links to there's links to all of our social media through
There you
the
go.
LetLooseNewHaven.com,
Yeah.
which you probably should Google as opposed to using the URL because you'll never find it with the URL. Google Let Loose New Haven. We have a YouTube page. We have stuff up on YouTube. So, yeah.
We're working on
They
the marketing.
We're definitely fresh, so like, we'll get there. when we
Focused
get
on the
there.
music.
Right,
now it's
exactly,
about the
exactly.
music.
So they have stuff, folks. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If they're not tagging and posting, it's
Just
okay.
come on
Just
the 19th.
come on the 19th, and they can handwrite. Do you
Yeah.
have business cards?
You should have business cards. I'll say
It's
one way to
alright.
And
avoid
t-shirts.
Everybody just come with a notepad and a pen.
Yeah, please.
Very old fashioned, okay? Just send us a letter.
Hey, it's classic. It's classic. It's not old
Right.
fashioned.
I like old fashioned.
Classic sounds a little better. Classic sounds a little better.
Yes. So that's great. So we're really excited about seeing you guys on the 19th. But if you have, like I said, they can find you on social media or your website so that they can, come and check you out. Are you gigging any this weekend? Or you guys you're in the studio probably getting ready for the 19th.
Yeah, I mean we're wood chopping it quite literally. And then the 19th, just come out. Like Slate said earlier, it's a great lineup. And it's gonna be a all day party. So the expectation is that you have a drink, dance, smile, laugh, sing, have a good time.
Does
Oh,
it
yeah.
have to be in that order?
Doesn't have to be in that order either.
All of those should happen simultaneously.
Yeah, at the same
Absolutely.
time.
Got
As I
it.
said, there's no cover charge on the 19th State House. Show up at 5:30.
Yep.
Stay all night. Take in the scene.
Absolutely.
We'll be up there working hard for you.
Yep.
Making you dance.
And I'm excited because our rhythm brewing is going to be we're in the house now. So
Oh.
so if you want to come and find your rhythm, literally,
Literally.
Yeah.
literally, then you can look up on the board under beverages. I think it just says drinks, and Rhythm Lager will be there. So I'm
sounds
top
very
of the
excited.
list.
It's at the top of the list. We're very excited.
So delicious.
I am putting one of those
Thank you.
on my amplifier.
Yes, I need
Possibly too.
product placement.
Yeah, we will
Absolutely.
do.
We
We
will
will do
market that
product
for sure.
placement.
But it is
Several
good though
times
to
over,
give.
probably.
But no, so we are really excited that you guys stopped by to say hi. We were able to interview you and just really just let you know that we really are excited that live music is alive and well, and that we have bands like the Sisterhood and the Let Loose and and Quest.
Quest presents.
Quest presents. And shout out to him because I know that he's going to be
Yeah, Chef the Chef will be there. They're coming out of Bridgeport. We'll vouch on their behalf. That's going to be
that is going to be a great show. Yeah.
Solid talent. Bridgeport, another scene with amazing talent. It's an honor to be able to open up.
And
Really
thank you,
excited.
103.5, for giving us a venue to talk about.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, we were excited. And like I said, we love to focus on music, and especially we support local. We are huge,
definitely
huge supporters of local music and live bands. So glad that you can stop by. So folks, thank you so much. I think we're actually we have, so don't forget tonight, Julio and DJ Wankoon will be
at the State House.
So we'll house music all night long. So that starts at 8 p.m. I'll be there tonight actually, and then we'll be at Diesel Lounge. We're going to be hosting a salsa night over at Diesel Lounge. We'll be hosting a Yale party tonight. So anybody from Yale University, come on over, get some free salsa lessons. But folks, thank you so much for tuning in. As we say, stay positive, stay focused. Remember, keep your glass always full. Until next time, folks, you're listening to The Talk Sip, and we'll be back next week.
Next week.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Awesome.